What a fantastic session, Mohammed. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, as
Thank you for
we
joining.
introduced Mohammed, three things that makes a good presenter: passion, enthusiasm, and knowledge. And that's what you witness. You witness Mohammed Mohsin. Mohammed Mohsin is a senior engineer at RT Camp, where he leads the development of modern experience with WordPress. He hails from Sri Lanka and enjoys traveling around the island. He writes for popular web publications like Smashing Magazine and has spoken at conferences like WordCamp US and WordCamp Asia. You can find him on his website, mohammad.dev, and his Twitter handle is Muhsin LK. So, we have some questions from the audience for you, Mohammed.
Yes,
So, ready for questions?
indeed.
Okay. So, WordPress you said is open source. So, does that
Mhm.
mean we cannot sell WordPress products or we cannot sell WordPress services? What does
Mhm.
that mean?
Yeah, so WordPress is open source and it's also free, which means that it's free as in we have the freedom to use it. And apart from using it, we also have the freedom to modify it and also sell it as our own product. Gives the it is part of the free four freedoms they call it, and that we allows us to use it, modify it, and copy it, and also to sell it. So it's part of the license that gives us the freedom for that. Apart from being free of charge in like free as in cost, it's also gives us the freedom to also to make money out of WordPress. For example, you would see there are agencies that make a lot of money using WordPress, and also there are like thousands of product companies that make a lot of money using WordPress and selling products around WordPress and products that use WordPress around the world. So yeah, so which means it's free and also you can make money with it.
Thank you, Mohammed, for sharing that information with us.
Mm-hmm.
The next question we have for you, which is a question for a lot of us, that do we actually own the data in WordPress, or do we have to pay it after a few years?
Right. So when it comes to WordPress, apart from being free and open source, it is also you own the content with WordPress. So if you use a if you go with a SaaS solution that is around, so many product companies are doing SaaS CMS products that we can subscribe to and use their services. In that case, it will be hard to move out of them. But with WordPress, you own your own content. You take the WordPress software, the CMS, and you host it on your own server. It can be your own dedicated server, or you can buy a server space somewhere, and you can host the software and also the database. In that case, the whole experience, the whole website, and the whole content is owned by you, which means you can, if you ever decide WordPress is not the best solution, exporting it and moving to another software is very easy. And also moving into WordPress is also very easy. You can take the data, format it in the CSV or the imported the correct format to import into WordPress, and moving into WordPress is also extremely easy. So to answer the question once again, you own your own data. It's not like any writing tools that is online, the popular ones. With WordPress, you own your data, and the data is all yours. It will not go away. And even if you shut down WordPress, data is like yours. It's yours forever.
Thank you very much, Mohammed. Thank you very much for that good answer.
Thank you.
Now,
Thank you.
next question is PHP and MySQL are HTML and JavaScript.
Mhm.
Is it what is it? Is the WordPress uses PHP and MySQL or
Okay.
HTML and JavaScript?
Okay. So if I were to answer it, I'll put it all of the above. So WordPress uses PHP, MySQL, CSS, and JavaScript, and all of that. Like it uses. I'll just break it down. So on the server side, where you host the WordPress server, we use the database. MySQL is the database. We use MySQL to store the WordPress data, and on the front end, we use HTML and CSS and JavaScript to write the templating. So the WordPress, if you look at PHP, it's a templating language as well as a server-side language. The server-side logic is written in PHP, and also the templates are written in PHP. And along with PHP, we use HTML to write the template. And so in that case, HTML and PHP is used. And we use CSS to style it. And we use JavaScript to add interactions, browser interactions to our WordPress site. That's a typical WordPress site. It includes all of this and CSS. Yeah.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing that, Mohammed. And now we also have React, which is being used in Gutenberg, right? Which is basically the JavaScript library.
Yeah,
thank you.
Perfect.
The next question we have for you is, what's the difference between WordPress blog and other free blogging platforms like Facebook, Blogger, and Medium?
Yeah, perfect. So it comes back to the question we were discussing a little while ago, which means that with WordPress, you own your content. So since you mentioned Facebook and Medium, with Facebook and Medium, you do not own your content. If ever one of the companies like Facebook or Medium shuts down, your data is also gone. They would give you the data, but the sustainability is not really there. So with WordPress, it's an open source and community maintained project. We have good hope for WordPress, and in my opinion, it's here to stay. And also, your data is safe because you own your data. So the host, it's as good as the hosting. If the hosting is safe, your data is probably safe. And yeah, it's not going anywhere.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
So there's a very important question.
Yeah.
Where can we find the presentation link?
Okay. Okay. So it's on right now. It's on SlideShare. I'll give you the link and I'll paste it on the chat. Okay. You can find. You can click on this SlideShare link and access the slides on SlideShare.
Okay.
Thanks.
Thanks, Mohammed. The next question we have for you is, what can we build using WordPress? And can we build a bookstore on an online coaching class? Because most of the people have an understanding that you can just write blogs. So is there more to it? Can you do more with WordPress, or is it just writing blogs?
Yeah. A great question. So WordPress started off as a blogging tool back in 2003. So at that time, people had the notion that WordPress is a blogging software. You write blog posts with it. And then it's morphed into or transformed into a website creation tool. It said WordPress, it's another website, right? It says another WordPress site, not a WordPress blog now. So when it says it's another WordPress site, that means it's a full-fledged site. So on that site, you can have, like it's mentioned, you can have a bookstore. So the great thing about WordPress is the theme and plugin ecosystem. With a theme ecosystem, you can skin it the way you want. With a click of a button, your website will be transformed into something completely different from what you have now. So with just one click, you can change it to a completely different site, a whole new site. That is the theme part of WordPress. And then the plugin. So when it comes to plugin, you can install a particular plugin to get that functionality. For example, let's say you have a site and you want to turn it into a bookstore. So you would install the WooCommerce plugin, for example, and it will turn into an online bookshop. So you can either sell virtual books like ebooks, or you can sell physical books like how Amazon started. So starting a new Amazon is very easy now with just a plugin and almost free. It's a little bit of money. You can start a new Amazon, and then as it becomes successful, you can scale it up. And
I think we already have a session, Mohammed. We already have a session for WooCommerce as well, like dedicatedly tomorrow, the entire day, so you can take part of that.
Yeah, perfect. So tomorrow we have a session on WooCommerce, and it's also translated as well into local languages, 3 local languages. So please join us on the introduction to WooCommerce session, and you would learn a lot about how to create a bookstore, for example. And then the online coaching part is there are so many LMS plugins, learning management software plugins. One of them is LearnDash, the other one is Sensei, for example. These are some of them are paid, some of them are free. You can use them to create an online coaching course. So you can use to sell a course, and people from all over the world can subscribe to your class. And your WordPress site is now a learning management system. So if you want to combine, let's say you want to educate and you want to sell books, and you also want to sell a class, you can use both WooCommerce and Learn, for example, another LMS plugin like LearnDash or Sensei to sell the whole experience.
benefit from both sides.
Yeah, all in one. So
As it goes back to that, making money with WordPress.
yeah,
So we don't
exactly.
have to be a developer to make money with WordPress.
Yes, exactly,
Okay.
exactly. It benefits everyone. Like if you, it's like the possibilities are endless. They say so. It's like that. Yeah.
Okay. I think this would be the last question because we'll
Okay,
have to prepare for the last
sure.
next. Okay. So we have a question. Mr. Riaz is asking, what is Lighthouse tool?
Yeah. So Lighthouse tool is a tool developed by Google. So with Lighthouse, it started off as a different external tool, but now it's built into the Chrome Inspect tool. So Chrome Developer Tools, it's part of that. If you are using Google Chrome and you click on the Audit tab, like if you go to the Developer Tools, you can right click and click Inspect, and there's a tab called Audit. So you will, the Lighthouse tool will allow you to audit your website, and it will give you a certain score. For example, it measures across a few different thresholds, like if is it a PWA or not, or is it good for performance, is it good for SEO, is it good for like SEO performance, and a few others. There are few like metrics that it measures, and it will give you a score out of 100. So if you are getting above 90, it's a good indication. If you are getting a lower score, apart from giving you the score, they will also give you a recommendations. So Google gives you a recommendation to make your site faster and more attractive to search engines and to users. So getting a Lighthouse score close to 100 is good for you. So check out the audit tab in your Chrome browser and do an audit and check what your score is and do the improvements accordingly. Thank you for your question, Riaz.
Thank you, Mohammed. We
Yes.
do
Okay,
have.
just one question. Could we slip in one question if
Yes,
you can
Sure.
yes,
answer
let's
in
do that.
one word? One word. This
Yeah.
question: is it
Yeah.
safe to build a website on WordPress?
One
Is
word
it
means
safe?
it's a yes. It's a yes.
Yes.
So
Okay.
if I just add a disclaimer, it also depends on how you develop, which host you use, which developer you use, and how updated you are, like how often you update. All these things come into play and which plugins you use. All of that matters when you're developing. But in a short answer, it's a yes.
Okay, I
Okay.
think we can take the last one as well, and it's pretty simple.
Okay.
Which is, can you please show us how to make it live after building the website on local? We already have a session for that.
Yes.
I think tomorrow. Yeah, we
Yes,
have a
that's right.
session by Prateek Jagdishwala at
That's right.
8:30 a.m. UTC, which is hosting
Yeah.
basics of your WordPress website. So you can definitely attend that tomorrow, and you can know how to host the website there.
Yeah. Correct. Please join us
Thank
tomorrow.
you very much. Thank you very much, Mohammed. What a fantastic session. What a beginning. What a launch of
Thank
WordCamp
you.
India. Yes. Thank you very much for the session, for the Q&A, and thanks for your presence.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you,
Mohammed.
Yogesh.
Okay, stay tuned for the next session, which comes in
Yes.
next 4 minutes. Okay,
Yeah. Thank you,
thanks, guys.
everyone. Thank you,
Bye.
Yogesh.
Bye.
Thank you,
Bye.
Imran,
Yes.
and
Thank you
thanks
very much.
everyone for
Thank you.
attending.
Bye. Bye.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Bye bye. Bye bye.